Hey, we're back, and we're about to go into Resident Evil 3. I'll make this very clear to you. Carlos and LJ, who we didn't talk about him in the last one, love the guy. You know what I mean? You know, the black guy. Why don't we talk about him right now just to make up for not talking about him?
Yeah, he was great. We sort of introduced him when there was like a bunch of like these star operatives, but he was like a civilian that happened to have a couple of custom guns.
Yeah, well, actually, no, he got spared by Jill earlier in the police precinct. But yeah, but I love it though when he's driving a car, rams into a zombie saying, GTA, mofo!
Yes, it's just like that instantly endeared us to him.
Yep, and then later on, like when Carlos is found out he was bitten, you know, and he's like, man, you've been bitten? I've been hanging around you? Now you tell me? and then later on, when the bad guy's trying to get away in the chopper, it's like, why aren't you taking off? Because I usually drive a Cadillac. It's like, so he's here still in this one, and Carlos. Jill is not. Now, I want to get it out of the way. According to the original scripts and the novelization, given how the second movie ended, it was made very clear that Alice has some programming in her. And that the bad guy, Dr. Issac, has activated it. And it's been made very clear that in the novel and the original script, that Alice killed the little girl from the second one off screen. And Jill, fed up with it, takes off. The others stick around though with Alice. And Jill, but in this case, Jill just goes missing. The girl is not mentioned at all. And in my headcanon, since it was both in both the original version and the novelization, that's what happened. I hate to say that, but yeah, instead we're going to be getting Claire from the second Resident Evil game.
Okay.
Although I'm not going to be surprised. I won't be surprised if she's just as incompetent compared to Alice. But we'll find out what goes forward and see if Alice can take down Dr. Issac and maybe save the world, maybe not. Who knows? See you guys there.
Take a sample of her blood, then get rid of that. These clones are not working. The original Alice is the key. Find her, then we can return to the surface.
Sorry about this, Stevie.
It really is the end of the world.
What happened to it? Catcher must have taken it back.
We lost half of the convoy. Pretty soon there'll be more of us dead than alive.
Okay, spread out. Look for anything of use. Gas, food, ammo. You know the drill.
What's going on?
Been feeding on infected flesh.
My senses have detected Alice. Her powers appear to have grown at a geometric rate.
I can have a strike team ready within the hour.
Everyone is scared. Good thing we like a challenge.
Make sure she's dead.
I'm coming for you.
Shut her down.
Oh.
We fought the infection. We survived the apocalypse. And now, we face extinction.
Hey guys, we just got done seeing Resident Evil Extinction, and it was surprisingly good. Jinx. But yeah, not what I expected at all. I kept on hearing these movies get worse, but this one rivaled the first one as far as an overall movie. As a Resident Evil movie, it stunk, right? As a Resident Evil movie. But as a movie itself, it's basically Mad Maxine meets zombies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because it's set in a post-apocalyptic, for some reason, the virus wiped out water and fertile lands. You ignore that.
Mm-hmm.
It's still well done for the most part. Well acted. The zombies finally actually look better than the first two. Because those first two, let's be honest, they look more like human with a little bit of blood on them, unless they were the glory ones.
Mm-hmm.
And the directing felt so much more competent here than the second one.
Yeah, it's like, it was a much more cohesive story as told out in the wastes.
Exactly. And Claire, one of the few cases where she's not like her video game character, which ticked me off a little bit, but she was still awesome. I mean, it's basically Claire if she wasn't looking for her brother and this is how she got introduced to the zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can kind of believe that. Carlos and LJ are around, and LJ gets a bridge dropped on him unceremoniously, don't you think?
Yeah.
Because you just knew. I knew he was going to get bitten at the beginning, didn't you?
Yeah, it's just a matter of how it was going to happen.
Now, how it happened was clever. He sees a zombie, shoots her. Oh no, it's a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
But then it takes way too long for him to change, and we continue with the inconsistency of the transformations.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get one of the creepier moments. The crows.
Oh man, it was like we're watching Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds up in
But
here.
worse. It was they were on steroids. They were the birds on steroids. They were like, peck, 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 ah! It was just, that was terrifying.
Yeah, it was like legitimately horrifying.
You couldn't even look at them. I remember you said, I can't even look.
Yeah, there were points where it's just like,
Because I'm
not going to look at that.
Because even though they're covering most of it, you're still seeing them getting pecked to death.
Mm-hmm. That would be an awful way to go.
Oh, yeah. Also, the bad guy was probably the best bad guy so far, Dr. Isaacs.
Yeah, he was just that right level of, like, obsessively creepy.
Oh, yeah. Right down to, okay, this is where it gets a little dumb, and yet also not dumb. He's cloning Alice, and she called it before we found out. Why are they cloning her?
They're cloning her because, like, they can use her, like, specialness to do other things.
In this case, come up with a cure and domesticate the zombies. They can't, they drop that fast when they realize we can make aggressive zombies. But everything that plays out very well. In fact, this could have been the final movie. Not a grand finale, but...
It could have been, like, a nice cap-off to a trilogy where it's implied that at the end she's just, like...
Gonna go after them. But then they had to cap it off as they're having an army of clones, and you're like... Nope, you can't end it there. It's like you couldn't leave well enough alone. You could... Cause yeah, her telling them, like, I'm coming in and bring for a few friends. You could have had Claire and the others there. Nope, she needed more Alice's. Now, the only thing that really hurt this movie, and we give this an 8 out of 10, I would have given it higher, the stupid telepathic abilities.
It's just like...
They were, except for taking out the crows, they weren't needed.
It was, like, completely unnecessary.
Again, the crows were the only exception, because, you know, she needed to telepathically control the flamethrower into a big flame inferno, but other than that, yeah, it wasn't needed. Even when she used it in the final battle, it was, like, not needed as well. It's like, there was still the usual inconsistencies, but not that much. Again, like I said, a very good movie, but a Resident Evil movie, it stunk. I mean, but again, the second one is the worst still, by far, so far. I'm pretty sure the final movie is going to outdo it, but so far, the second one is the worst. Enough that we're going to continue on into the next few. But for what this was, like I said, it was Mad Maxine, wasn't it? Oh, the rednecks. Should we talk about the rednecks?
Sure, let's talk about the rednecks.
They were dumb, but that was a pretty cool thing of putting them down into a pit full of it was the zombie dogs, and we know she can handle them. Yeah. But I love how she tricked, she's able to get out of there and lead the dogs right to them. It's like, Also, whereas LJ had a bridge dropped on him, Carlos went out in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, he knew that he was infected and going to end up turning, and so what he did is that he basically
takes a big gas truck, and then boom!
Takes out a whole ton of zombies along with him, so he dies in a blaze of glory.
Yeah. I mean, I felt bad for LJ because he didn't get that much to work with. He had a good zinger earlier, but for the most part, just not utilized well, was he?
No, he really wasn't. He deserved better.
He did, but at least he didn't go out like a complete bitch.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, though, like I said, it's an 8 out of 10. It was very good. It could have wrapped things up, and the setting was actually well done. It did drawing. I'll be honest, we're saying this now after seeing the ending. There was a point where we were going to rate this much lower.
Yeah, there was a point where it dragged. There was a point where it's just like, okay, I grabbed my laptop and I just started grinding out stuff in Genshin Impact, waiting for it to get interesting.
Yeah, but once it got interesting,
bam! It took me right back into it.
I know, because there was at the point where you're like, can we just move on now? But it wasn't as egregious as the second one. The second one
really
just felt.
wasn't.
The second one was so all over the place. The camera work was atrocious. Mm-hmm. But here, it was well shot, and I want to reiterate, the zombie effects were really good. They actually felt like zombies, didn't they? Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's it for Extinction. Extinction. Next is going to be Afterlife, and we'll see you guys there.